So welcome you all for Tungul Online classes. We are discussing the chapter ray optics. In that ray optics, yesterday we started refraction. Okay, we'll continue refraction. So today we'll discuss regarding laws of refraction. Another very important question for 2 marks, that is laws of refraction. In yesterday class we have seen what is refraction. What is refraction? Refraction means the bending of light. Just roughly I will recall. Refraction is the phenomena of bending of light when it is traveling from one medium to another medium of different refractive index. Refractive index is the optical property of the medium, and so refractive index more means that medium called as denser medium. Refractive index less means that medium called as rarer medium. Angle made by incident ray with the normal is called as angle of incidence, and refracted ray with the normal called as angle of refraction. And the angle between the direction of incident and refracted ray called as angle of deviation. When light ray traveling from rarer to denser, velocity decreases. That's why angle of incidence greater than the angle of refraction. Light ray will bend towards the normal. Deviation given by the formula I minus R. But whenever the light ray traveling from denser to rarer, light ray will bend away from the normal. So that time the angle of incidence value I, angle of refraction value R value greater than I, then deviation given by the formula R minus I. Why light will bend? So when light traveling from rarer to denser, velocity decrease. That's why it will bend towards the normal. When light traveling from denser to rarer, it will bend away from the normal due to increase of velocity. So that is what we have studied yesterday. Now we will continue today. So laws of refraction. Important question for 2 marks. So what are the laws of refraction? What is refraction, understood now? So refraction means, first let me draw the diagram related with the refraction. That is my interface or boundary separating the 2 medium. This is the normal, and I needed incident ray, and this is incident ray, and this is the refracted ray. This is the case when light traveling from rarer medium to the denser medium. This medium refractive index, let me write N1. You can represent the refractive index either with N or mu. Here refractive index is N1 and this medium refractive index is N2, such that N2 greater than N1. Then only the second medium will be denser, the first medium will be rarer. Then the angle made with the normal is the angle of incidence. Angle made by refracted ray with the normal is angle of refraction. So by this data, I will tell you the laws of refraction. The first law states that during refraction, the incident ray, refracted ray, normal drawn to the interface, or boundary interface lies in a same plane. Lies where? In a same plane. Same as that of laws of reflection. In reflection, can you remember? In reflection, this is my reflecting surface. So this is the normal drawn. This is incident ray. This is reflected ray. So what is the first law of reflection? The incident ray, the reflected ray and normal lies in a same plane. Same as it of there. Here also the incident ray but refracted ray. Here reflected ray, there refracted ray and normal lies in a same plane. So that is first law of refraction. Second law is very important law, again for 2 marks. Separately only the second law given many times. The second law name is called as Snell's law. Snell's, not smell, it is Snell's, scientist name, the Snell's law. So what is the second law tells us? whenever a light ray traveling from one medium to another medium of different refractive index, then the ratio of sine angle of incidence to sine angle of refraction will be always constant, and this constant value equal to the refractive index of medium 2 when light ray traveling from first medium to second medium. So this constant value equal to the refractive index of the medium 2 by the refractive index of the medium 1. Refractive index of the medium 1. So this law is very important. Whereas in diffraction, what is the second law? The angle of incidence value equal to the angle of reflection. But whereas in diffraction, angle of incidence never equal to angle of refraction. So angle of incidence may greater than angle of refraction, or angle of incidence is less than angle of refraction. When light ray traveling from optically denser to rarer, rarer to denser, I value greater than R. Whereas when light ray traveling from optically denser to rarer, R value greater than I. But I value, R value never be equal. The scientist Snell, after performing the set of experiments, so he concluded that when a light ray traveling from one medium to another medium, the ratio of sine angle of incidence. In first medium, what is angle of incidence? I. In the second medium, R. So ratio of sine angle of incidence during refraction of light from first medium to second medium, the ratio of the sine angle of incidence to the sine angle of refraction will be always constant. That constant value numerically equal to the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the refractive index of the first medium. So this can be also written as sin I by sin R. This can be written as refractive index of the second medium N2 by first medium N1. This N2 by N1 is also called as relative refractive index. So what is the meaning of relative refractive index? The refractive index of the one medium with respect to the another medium is called as a relative refractive index. In notation, we can also write N2 by N1 as N21. Whenever you have seen N21, it is nothing but N2 by N1. So there, what I written there, sin I divided by sin R. So sin I by sin R is equal to N2 by N1, or which is equal to N21. Correct? So if I cross multiply, then what I will get? N1 into sin I is equal to N2 into sin R. Even the Snell's law, so you can remember this form also. So what is this tells us? The refractive index of the medium and the sine angle of incidence will be always remains constant. Whenever light ray traveling from one medium to another medium, so what happened? The product of which one? The refractive index and sine angle. So here actually in first medium refractive index is N1, angle of incidence is I. Whereas the second medium refractive index is N2, though here it is angle of refraction R, here we will call it as angle of incidence only. So N into sin I is equal to constant. You can remember the Snell's law in any one. So the ratio of the sine angle of incidence to the sine angle of refraction is constant, or otherwise the product of refractive index and the sine angle of incidence in that medium will remains constant. So n value, n into sin I is constant. N into sin I is constant means sin I is inversely proportional to which one? N. Are you getting around? So this is the Snell's law. For example, it is not compulsory during refraction, only one time refraction should occur. For example, here I kept one more interface. When I kept one more interface of medium, refractive index N3. So that time what can I able to write? So I can able to write N1 into sin I is equal to N2 into sin R is equal to N3 into sin, for example, some I dash. Here what happened? Light ray was incident and light ray was refracted like this. Then here angle of incidence value equal to R, angle of refraction value equal angle of emergence value equal to I dash. Then I can write N1 into sin I is equal to N2 into sin R is equal to n3 into sine r dash I dash. What? There is a problem will occur if you remember this formula for doing applications of Snell's law. Snell's law is how much important means single problem also cannot be able to solve based on the refraction without applying Snell's law. Snell's law is very, 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 very important. So Snell's law should be understood properly. Snell's law, you can remember, sin I by sin r is equal to constant, or which is n to 1. This is the case when light travelling from first medium to second medium, n to 1. If the light travelling from second medium to first medium, here what should I write? n12. Instead of remembering this form, what I am telling is, always remember, if I tell you the Snell's law, you remember that the product of refractive index and the sine angle of incidence. Sir, why you are calling the angle of refraction also angle of incidence? We will come to know in the next topic, that is principle of reversibility. The topic name is the principle of reversibility. Now n into sin I is equal to constant. That is the mathematical form of which one? Snell's law. Understood, Ara? What is the statement of Snell's law? If they ask the statement, so what you need to write? When light travelling from first medium to second medium of different refractive index, the ratio of sine angle of incidence to the sine angle of refraction will be always constant. That constant value equal to the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. Or when light travelling from one medium to another medium of different refractive indexes, then the product of refractive index and the sine angle of incidence will be always remains constant. So this is called as what? Snell's law. So from the Snell's law, by knowing the sine angle of incidence and sine angle of refraction, so we can calculate the refractive index of the medium. Refractive index is the which one? It is the optical property of the medium. So it also will tell you regarding optical density. The refractive index more means that medium is more denser medium. If the refractive index is less means that medium is less denser. If I want to calculate the refractive index by using Snell's law, n2 1 which is equal to n2 by n1 which is given by sin I by sin r. If I know the value of sin I and sin r, then I can calculate the refractive index by using Snell's law. Snell's law understood, Ara? Snell's law mathematical form, okay na? So that is for Snell's law. Finally, from the Snell's law we can calculate the refractive index. But this Snell's law having some limitation. So what is the limitation of Snell's law? Even this question also many times asked for 2 marks. What is Snell's law limitation? Generally, Snell's law is not applicable. Snell's law is not applicable for normal incidence. For normal incidence. We know what is normal incidence. So whenever the light ray incident along the interface, when light ray incident along the interface, angle I is equal to angle R equal to 0. When light ray incident along the normal, then what happens? So there is no refraction. The light ray when incident along the normal, so light ray will travels in a straight line path with angle of incidence is equal to angle of refraction. That time I cannot able to calculate the refractive index of the medium. So when light ray, so will be here light ray travel without any deviation when refractive index of the medium on both the sides of interface are same. But their refractive index, now as per the given data, when sin I value 0, so sin 0 value 0, sin r value also 0. So you cannot able to calculate the refractive index whenever, so if the which one incidence is normal incidence. So what is the major drawback, major limitation of the Snell's law? Snell's law is not applicable for which one? For normal incidence. Whenever the normal incidence is given, so to calculate the refractive index of a medium, we cannot use the Snell's law. So that time, in order to calculate the refractive index, we can use the Cauchy's relation. So Cauchy's relation. Cauchy's relation gives us the relation between the refractive index and wavelength. A refractive index is a optical property of the medium. So that optical property will depends on only the wavelength of light. So that optical property changes with the change in wavelength of light. So according to this Cauchy's relation, refractive index n is equal to so a plus b by lambda square. This is the relation given by the Cauchy's. Here a and b are constants, where so a and b are constants, and lambda is the wavelength. What is wavelength? You know already. In waves chapter you studied. So from this relation, n value inversely proportional to lambda square. When n value inversely proportional to lambda square, n value inversely proportional to lambda. So this point is very important. Whenever the wavelength is more, so then what happens? So refractive index value. So wavelength value more means refractive index value less. Refractive index of a medium changes with the wavelength. So you know, for example, if I go with the VIB-GIR, so VIB, GY, OR, total 7 colors are there in a white light. Light is an electromagnetic wave, so which having that 7 colors. So these colors, when you go from violet to red, so what happened to the wavelength value? If I start from the violet color to red color, so wavelength value increases. Lambda value more for red color compare with the violet color. So here refractive index is inversely proportional to lambda. That's why the refractive index of the violet color. So violet color refractive index is more compare with the refractive index of the red color. The reason is the wavelength for the red color greater than the wavelength for the violet color. This relation is very important for us. Refractive index is inversely proportional to wavelength. So among these 7 colors, so wavelength value maximum for which one? Red color. So due to that reason, refractive index value minimum for which one? So minimum for red color. And maximum for which one? For the violet color. Are you getting around? So this is the Cauchy's relation we know. So whenever the normal incidence is given, so that time we can also express the refractive index in terms of velocity. Since n value inversely proportional to v, but we know wave velocity, electromagnetic wave velocity, v is equal to f into lambda. And one more important point here you need to remember is, I told to you already, so during refraction, frequency of the light will never change. So during refraction, the characteristic property, during refraction, frequency of the light will not change. Frequency, so will remains the same. Why frequency will remains the same means, frequency is a characteristic property, remains the same. It will not changes during reflection and refraction also. The velocity of electromagnetic wave is given by v is equal to f into lambda. This equation is also called as wave equation, since frequency constant, so v value directly proportional to lambda. Since v value directly proportional to lambda, n value inversely proportional to lambda, so n value obviously inversely proportional to which one? Velocity. Are you getting around? So this is the relation between velocity and refractive index. Now light traveling from one medium to another medium, first medium of refractive index n1, second medium of refractive index n2. In the first medium light is traveling with a velocity v1, second medium with a velocity v2. Since n inversely proportional to v, the refractive index of the first medium with respect to the second medium, n1 by n2 value is given by v2 by v1, which can be also written as n1 by n2 as n21, which is equal to v2 by v1. Similarly, if I write n2 by n1 is equal to v1 by v2. So this is given by n21, the value is equal to v2 divided by v1. Therefore, the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium can be also defined as the ratio between the velocity of light in the first medium to the velocity of light in the second medium. So, are you getting Ara? Why I needed to discuss the Cauchy's relation? So, it is not every time if you know the angle of incidence and angle of reflection, then only we can calculate a refractive index of the medium by using the Snell's law. But if they given the velocity of light in that medium, then also so you can calculate the refractive index by using this relation. All relations are very important for doing of numericals. I told to you. So let me complete some topics of refraction. Then if those who are required for the notes, so I will give you PPT. You can make it one screenshot. I will show with PPT these all derivations. First let me explain you. So what is the concept behind it? So are you getting Ara? So this is regarding Cauchy's relation. Limitation understood na? So after completion of that, so from the Snell's law, we can calculate the refractive index. What we can calculate? The refractive index. So I will tell you one last point related with this refractive index. So refractive index is till now I not given the proper definition for refractive index. So refractive index of a medium. So refractive index can be represented with either n or mu. In some books they will give n, in some books they will give mu, your wish. Anyone you can write. So refractive index is the optical property of the medium. Optical property of the medium. So that is that definition is enough. Optical property of the medium. So this refractive index is of two types. So one is of relative refractive index, and one more is of absolute refractive index. So what is the meaning of relative refractive index? Relative refractive index is nothing but the refractive index of the one medium with respect to another medium. So let me consider two mediums, first medium, second medium. So this is the medium 1 and this is the medium 2. This medium refractive index is N1 and this medium refractive index is N2. So let me call this medium is water and this medium is glass. Then what is the relative refractive index means? The refractive index of which one medium with respect to another medium. So refractive index of which one, if I want to calculate the refractive index of glass with respect to water. So that is given by Ng by Nw. This Ng by Nw is the refractive index of the glass with respect to water. That refractive index is called as relative refractive index. Relative refractive index is the refractive index of the one medium with respect to another medium. So other than air. That first medium should not be air or vacuum. So then only you can write the refractive index of the glass with respect to water is called as relative refractive index. The relative refractive index of the glass with respect to water. That refractive index is called as relative refractive index. So relative refractive index is the refractive index of the one medium with respect to another medium other than air or vacuum. So what is the meaning of absolute refractive index? In this absolute refractive index, if I consider the first medium is air or vacuum, so light traveling from one medium to another medium such that first medium is air, the second medium is water, then light traveling like this. Then the refractive index of the water with respect to air, this is given by NWA. This NWA value will be given by NW by NA. The refractive index of the one medium with respect to air or vacuum, so that is called as which one now? So this is called as absolute refractive index. In order to calculate the absolute refractive index, the first medium should be either air or vacuum. If the first medium is other than air or vacuum, that refractive index is called as relative refractive index. Even you can also define the relative refractive index. So in terms of velocity, if for example the velocity of light in the first medium is in water is VW, velocity of light in glass is Vg, then I can also write NGW as Ng by NW. Since velocity inversely proportional to, so refractive index, which is VW by Vg. The relative refractive index of the glass with respect to water can be also defined as the velocity of light in water by velocity of light in glass. Similarly, the relative refractive index of the water with respect to air can be also written as the velocity of light in air, the velocity of light V value is equal to C. Light can travel with a velocity 3 into, which is V is equal to C, which is 2.99 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Since light is an electromagnetic wave, light can travel with a velocity 2.99 nearly 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second in air or vacuum. The same light cannot able to travel with the same velocity in all medium. When air is replaced with some other medium like water, air can travel, light can be travel with a velocity less than 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. So, air value V is equal to C, 2.99 into 10 to the power of 8. So, since refractive index is inversely proportional to velocity, the absolute refractive index can be also defined as, so C divided by VW. The absolute refractive index of the water with respect to air is defined as, it is the ratio of velocity of light in air or vacuum to the velocity of light in water. That ratio will give us what term? So, absolute refractive index. Are you getting her? There are two methods are there for calculating the refractive index. One is of relative refractive index, other is of absolute refractive index. The refractive index of any one medium with respect to another medium other than air or vacuum is called as relative refractive index. The refractive index of the one medium with respect to air or vacuum is called as absolute refractive index. This relative refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium is equal to velocity of light in the first medium by the velocity of light in the second medium. Whereas the absolute refractive index is the ratio of velocity of light in the air or vacuum to velocity of light in that water. So this is the major difference between relative refractive index and absolute refractive index. In NCERT textbook, they given one tabular column related with this refractive indexes. So for air, the value of refractive index N 1.000 some 28 will be there. We will take approximately as 1 ra. Whenever if I told air or vacuum, the refractive index value, always you have to remember, this is a constant. For a given medium, the value is constant, so we can take it as 1. Whereas if I consider for water, we can calculate. For water, the refractive index value will be of 4 by 3, which is 1.33. So whereas for glass, when I consider a glass, the refractive index value will be of, so that is 3 by 2, which is 1.5. Like some more examples are there. So for refractive index like water, now I written, glass I written. Wherever it needed, some more values also I tell. So but basically these three values compulsory you have to remember: air, water and glass. So that is the refractive index. Refractive index is the optical property of the medium. So refractive index will affect the angle of refraction. Okay, Nara? So this is regarding refractive index. After completion of this refractive index, then I will tell you. So next topic is, that is, what is principle of reversibility. I will tell you up to this principle of reversibility, then I will show you the PPT for writing the notes. So what is the principle of reversibility? Principle of reversibility. So important principle, ra. Let me consider one interface. and this is the normal drawn to the interface, and light ray was incident here, and light ray refracted, normal drawn. So this is my incident light ray. Then what happened? So light ray, if I call this is rarer medium, and this is of denser medium. This medium refractive index is, let me call N1, and this medium refractive index is, let me call N2. This is medium 1 and this is medium 2. Light ray traveling from optically rarer medium to denser medium. Does the light ray will bend towards the normal or away from the normal? So light ray will bend towards the normal. Why? Light will travel faster in rarer medium. Rarer means refractive index. So then denser medium. That's why the light will bend towards the normal. So here the angle of incidence is I, the angle of refraction is R. What is Snell's law? So applying Snell's law. Applying Snell's law. What is Snell's law? When light traveling from one medium to another medium, so the refractive index of the medium N1 into sin I is equal to N2 into sin R. Correct? N2 into sin R. So from this, so what is the value of N2 by N1? N2 by N1 can be also written as N21, which is, so N2 by N1 is equal to sin I divided by sin R. Sin R. Can I call it as equation 1? This is during direct path. Light is traveling in a direct path. Correct? What is during direct path? I will tell you. So during direct path, light ray traveling. So this, then I apply Snell's law. So this is what P and this is what Q. Incident ray PQ and refracted ray QR. Now what I did, here I put one mirror. What I did? I put one mirror. So because of putting the mirror, whenever now light is incidenting normally. When light incident normally on a mirror, so what happened to the light? Retraces the path. It reflects back. So whenever the path of the refracted ray is reverse, then the light ray will retraces its path. What does it mean? The reflected ray was there now. The reflected ray. So this is, so now during direct path, incident ray is PQ and refracted ray is QR. After reflection, the incident ray will become RQ and refracted ray will become QP. In what direction the light ray came? So in reverse path also, the light ray will follow the same path. That is only called as the principle of reversibility. So what is the statement of this principle of reversibility? Whenever the path of the refracted ray after refraction is reversed, then the light ray will retraces the path. So what happened to the light ray? Will retraces the path. Now can I apply during reverse path? During which one? A reverse path. So during reverse path, can I apply the Snell's law? So applying Snell's law. Applying Snell's law, tell me what I will get. During reverse path, here what I will get? N2 into, so here what is the value? I will get it is N2 into sin R is equal to N1 into sin I. But when it is retracing the path, during retracing the path, I will draw the diagram here. So this is my normal, that is my interface. Now light ray is retracing the path. This is my incident ray and this is my refracted ray. Correct? But we know that when incident ray making an angle, we are calling it as angle of incidence. When refracted ray was there, we will call it as angle of refraction. You know that, na? Angle made by incident ray will represent with I. Angle made by refracted ray will make it as R. So during retracing the path, when light ray retraces the path, so what is the angle of incidence value will be I, and what is the angle of refraction value will be R. While direct path, in first medium angle of incidence is I, the second medium angle of refraction is R. While when path is reverse, in the second medium, this is medium 1 and whereas this is medium 2, this medium refractive index is N1, this medium refractive index is N2. Are you getting R? Have you get it? Here clear? Here values are both are different. While in direct path, so PQ incident ray, QR is the refracted ray. Whereas in the reverse path, so whichever RQ is the incident ray and QP is the refracted ray. So angle made by incident ray will be I, angle made by refracted ray will be R. Then can I apply Snell's law? N2 into sin I is equal to N1 into, it will become sin R. So from this, what I will get the answer of sin I by sin R, sin I by sin R value, that sin I by sin R value is equal to how much? N1 divided by N2, which is nothing but N12. Can I call equation 2? So from which equations? From equation 1 and 2. From equations 1 and 2. Both for the same light rays. So angle of incidence or angle of refraction value both are same. That's why. So because of the principle of reversibility, so if I call this is angle of incidence, this will become angle of refraction. If I call this is angle of incidence, it will become angle of refraction. So from equation 1 and 2, LHS equal. So can I equate RHS? What can I write? So N21 will be equal to N12. Or otherwise N2 by N1 is equal to N2 by N1, the value will be equal to, here what can I able to write? So N21, here I did one small modification. So N2 into sin I is equal to N1 into sin R, then I written sin I divided by sin R, that sin I by sin R value is equal to N1 by NR. Last time what I written, N1 into sin I is equal to N2 into sin R, then N2 by N1, N2 by N1, so is equal to N21, that N21 value is equal to sin I divided by sin R. In reverse path, so N2 into sin I, second medium refractive index is N2, N2 into sin I is equal to N1 into sin R, then what can I able to write here is, so what is the value of N1? N1 by N2. Here what I need to write is, one second. So what I want to write is, what is the value of sin I by sin R? Sin I by sin R value, or N1 N1 into sin I is equal to, applying the Snell's law during reverse path. So during reverse path, okay, I will take for example here only R and here only I. So then what can I able to write is N2 into sin R is equal to N1 into sin I. So from this, what is the value of sin I by sin R? Sin I by sin R, I should get it reverse, because it is path is reverse now. When path is reverse, so I have to get it first medium is there of refractive index N2 into sin R, the value will be equal to N1 into sin I. Then what is the answer here I have to get? What is the value of N2 by N1? N2 by N1 value, here one small modification. Now actually when during reverse path, so light ray traveling from this medium to this medium, it will become medium 1 and it will become medium 2, and this medium refractive index will become N1, this medium refractive index will become N2. So that time I will get the answer. So N1 into sin R will be equal to N2 into sin I. So from this what I will get the answer? So sin I by sin R will be equal to N1 by N2. Sin I by sin R will be equal to N1 by N2. So this is equation 2. Which medium? Light, second time during reflection, light is traveling in first medium. This will become first medium and this will become the second medium. First medium means we call the refractive index is N1. Second medium we call the refractive index is N2. In this medium the angle of incidence is R and the angle of refraction is I. I value, R value not changing either during direct path or reverse path. Then I got sin I divided by sin R is equal to N1 by N2 from which equations? From equations 1 and 2, equations 1 and equation 2. So what can I able to write is, so we can able to write, so sin I by sin R is equal to N1 by N2, which can be also written as, from equation 1 and 2 we can prove that N21 is equal to, so 1 by N12. So N21 is equal to 1 by N12, meaning N1 by N2. So actually what is N21? N2 by N1. 1 by N1 by N2 is nothing but N2 by N1. So we can prove that N21 value is equal to 1 by N12. This is obviously we know. It is not necessary to show this. We need to discuss only principle of reversibility. But the principle of reversibility will tells us that whenever the path of the light ray is reversed, so what happened to the light ray? The light ray will retraces its path. So path will be retraces. That is called as the principle of reversibility. If I take here it is sin I, N1 into sin I value is equal to N2 into sin R, then sin I by sin R value will become N2 by N1. Correct only. So that is the statement of principle of reversibility. Now I told you now, I will show still clearly this reversibility principle and your class work for writing the notes with a PPT. Once you see, so these are the topics which are to be covered under refraction. So refraction is very important. The 70% of our topic is based on the refraction only. What are the topics we need to study in this refraction? Refraction of light, laws of refraction, principle of reversibility, refraction through parallel slab, refraction through composite slab, apparent depth, total internal reflection. Like these are the topics. So once if I go one by one. So see, if you want to note down the notes, so 1 to 1 points, you check it. What is refraction? Phenomena of bending of light when it is traveling from one medium to another medium. So with the diagram, if you make it one screenshot, then easily, so you can able to write the notes. So what is the reason for refraction to occur? The main reason for occurring the refraction is due to the change in the speed of light. When light traveling from one medium to another medium, the speed of light is changes. That speed will make so light direction to alter. So this is a case when light traveling from rarer to denser. When traveling from rarer to denser, it will bend towards the normal. When traveling from denser to rarer, it will bend away from the normal. So what is the angle of incidence value and what is the angle of refraction value? So after completing the laws of refraction, first law states that reflected ray, refracted ray, incident ray, normal lies in a same plane. And the second law is very important. Second law name only called as the Snell's law. So for a given pair of medium, when light traveling from one medium to another medium, the ratio of the sine angle of incidence to the sine angle of refraction will be always constant. So that refractive index can be represented with a mu. Mu is equal to sin I by sin R. So here we called mu as the absolute refractive index. If I consider the light is traveling from air, the first medium refractive index will become 1. The second medium refractive index is mu. So okay now, refraction, laws of refraction. After completion of this, so but remember I told to you this tip also. What is this tip is? whenever you want to apply the Snell's law, so instead of directly writing that sin I by sin r is equal to mu to 1, so better you write, so which one? So n1 into sin I is equal to n2 into sin r, and the refractive index of the vacuum Ra is approximately equal to which one? 1. And during refraction what happens? Wavelength only changes, frequency does not changes. And what is the relation between the, so which one? Refractive index and velocity. So refractive index and wavelength, according to which one? Principle of reversibility. So I will show you clearly, still clearly with this diagram, the principle of reversibility. So this principle of reversibility, you see, when light traveling from one medium to another medium, let us call the first medium is A and the second medium is B. First medium is air or vacuum and the second medium is denser of refractive index value mu. So now you see, angle of incidence value equal to I, angle of refraction value equal to R. So then when light traveling, applying the Snell's law, according to Snell's law, so here what can I able to write? Mu A into sin I, here light ray traveling from here to here now. So then applying the Snell's law, here I will get it. Then the mu BA value, writing this I told you, if you want to write like this it will be difficult. So better you can remember this mu BA stands with mu B by mu A. Mu B by mu A will become sin I divided by sin R. You can also write it as, so mu A into sin I is equal to mu B into sin R. I told to you, the refractive index of the medium with the sine angle of incidence or sine angle of refraction will be constant. So this is the case when light traveling from, for direct path, when light traveling from, so A to B, this is the case. And this is the formula for reverse path, whenever the light traveling from, so B to A. So this is the formula. For this formula, here what I will get? Mu A by mu B, so will be equal to sin R divided by sin I. Correct? From this, what can I write? Mu B into sin R will be equal to mu A into sin I. That is only now. So better you can remember that method. So this is what I written, the Snell's law. So after writing this, according to the principle of reversibility, whenever the path of the light ray is reversed, by putting a mirror, the light ray will be retraces the path. So that is only you should know. Then if I multiply these two, if I multiply mu BA with the mu AB, so what I will get the answer is equal to 1. Even in our derivation also I did the same, but instead of multiplication, so I need to multiply this. Now this is the first medium they called A, this is the second medium they called B. Here angle is I, here angle is R. So first time you calculated, so mu BA value will be equal to sin I forgot to multiply only, sin I by sin R. So whenever the path is reverse, so that time, so light is traveling from which medium to which medium? Mu A to mu B. So that is given by sin R divided by sin I. Now if I divide these both, mu BA into mu AB. So if I multiply here, sin I by sin R into sin R divided by sin I. So this will be cancelled, sin I, sin R, R. Therefore what I got the value? Mu BA into mu AB will be equal to 1. From this, mu BA is equal to 1 by, so mu AB. Correct? This is only. There I written, directly I written N21 is equal to 1 by N12. This is only according to the principle of reversibility. According to the principle of reversibility, you should know. So whenever light traveling from one medium to another medium, if the path of the light ray is reversed, the light ray will travel, retraces the path. So this principle is called as the principle of which one? Reversibility. Are you getting? Okay? So this is regarding today class. So tomorrow we will discuss refraction through parallel sided glass slab. Like from this topic, I will discuss the topic, then after that for writing the notes, So I will show you with PPT. You can make it one screenshot, then you can copy in notes. But writing the notes is compulsory. At any class, everyone should write the notes. Notes are needed. If you put in only mobiles, whether they will be there or not, we don't know. So that's why better you write down in notebooks. Okay, Nara? So thank you. Tomorrow class will continue.